Okay, so we're going to look at windows. So the first thing I like to do is make layers, and maybe there are some layers here. Let's see. No, not yet. So we'll make a 3D. Oops. And we can do like a win, and then do a mull for mullion, and then do a win glass. Pick the colors what you want, make it current. Okay. And I can see my UCS. Would you say that's in the proper location? No comment? I need your... I will not continue until I have a response.
No.
No. So what do I need to do?
UCS what?
What's that?
No.
UCS what?
No, it's already in world, right?
It's in world right now. I assume Z is pointing up. Yeah.
You just turn the stick according to the window.
So this is where I want to draw. So what would I do? UCS X 90. Now, do I have it pointing the right way? No. So what do I type in X? UCS Y what? 180. We want to flip it all the way around. Okay? So now X, Y, Z is pointing at us, right? So we can work along. Does that make sense? Like this? Well, Z is coming at us, and yeah, we want to draw in the Z. Yeah. We want to draw. We want this to be positive, that to be negative. It doesn't have to. We could do it backwards, but why complicate our lives, right? All right, so from here, we can start drawing. So I can draw a rectangle. That's probably the easiest. So this will be sort of the beginning of our window, and then we can offset that, and we can say that's, say, a 2-inch mullion. Don't get too creative with this. Keep it simple. Now, if the grid lines are bothering you, we can turn them off. Grid off. Grid enter, off enter. I like turning off the dynamic input. And this is always a trick. And then I offset that. Okay. So once I have this, you know, I can also make a layer which is glass, right? So I can make a new layer. And maybe make that cyan. Now you could do the glass on the inside or on the outside. It's up to you. It's going to be embedded in the mullion. Let's just maybe go on the out. Oops. Let's do that again. Okay. So that's my initial setup. Now there's a couple other things that we can do. If we know we're going to copy this around, we could like come here and, you know, select it and move it over. At this point, I know what I'm working with, so I like to turn everything else off. And I see you're using the, where'd you go? The on-off versus the freestyle, which is fine. But now I lost the layer somehow. So again, I turned off those layers and I copied and pasted this over here so I can copy. So I have an extra piece of that. Now I'm going to switch back. I want to show you guys maybe another way of doing this. I'm going to switch back to my mullion, and maybe rather than, so before I did extrusion and extrude and subtract, we could also do like a P line and draw the mullions piece by piece, making sure we have good snaps selected. Let's just do endpoints. So in this case, I'm doing like the frames as if you would make actually how the windows are made, or like how a picture frame is made. But windows are actually made similar, somewhat. Although there's a stool and a sill. So you see how I'm modeling this, and maybe blue's the wrong color, guys. You should tell me that. See a little easier. See how I'm just making the mitered. So I can just take this, and extrude it. I don't even need the inside. So I can extrude. Does that make sense? I think it's actually nicer that way, and maybe let's erase this. Copy this. The other thing is we might want to move this in the Z back, right? Push it in an inch or so. So we can do a move. Select everything. I always like to go from 0, 0, and then we're moving it 0, 0, -1 inch. Does that make sense? In the Z. So now I can extrude it. Oop, make sure we grab what we want. And then we'll do negative, say 4 inches. Okay. So there's our modeled frame. And now we can move the glass. Again, 0, 0, to 0, 0, maybe we'll also push that in a -1 because we moved it in -1, so we'll move it back another negative, and then we'll extrude that. This is where we want to switch to glass. So we'll go -1 inch. So there's our window. Okay. Now we have this copied, so we can take this, and if we wanted to do like a modify stretch, we can take this and start stretching it. So that's the idea behind that. We can take these things and reuse them, right? And resize it. If I hold down the ortho. Now if we attempt this on the 3D, you can see it doesn't work. Just moves it. So we have to do it with the line geometry and then remodel it. Okay. So we can take these things and sort of stretch them. So if you know what they need to be, I can draw the rectangle for the correct size. Like if, say, I know I sort of trace the opening and I know it's this big, I can take this thing and stretch it. There to there, and then I can stretch it from there to there, right? So I'm just saving time, and then I extrude it and so forth. All right. So I think this is and you can see this thing now is 1 inch back, sitting in the right opening. Now doors are the similar thing, rather than me drawing this part as a miter, it just goes to the ground, right? I don't have to show you door. That's door. Okay? And now our door isn't skinny glass. It's 2 inches thick maybe versus 1 inch. Okay? I would keep it that simple for this model. All right? Don't get try to make jams and go insane. All right? Just the window jam can be, this window mullion can be just like a door jam. So the door is exactly the same. So after you get the floors, you have the openings, I would do this, and then you can take that and populate it and then start modeling it. Keep it on its own layer so you can turn stuff on and off. I think that's going to be critical. All right?
I have a question regarding this section. For example, she has this section elevation right there.
Mm-hmm.
Once that you have this lab based on the floor plan, can you cut that up to show this section, or what? How do you want us to do it?
We're gonna be doing some of that and doing more of an exploded,
Oh, okay.
like tearing it, like
So
taking the top off.
If I have the whole plan, just leave
Just
it
do
like
the
that?
whole thing. Yeah, leave it like that. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna